The president disagrees with Raila. Nowhere. There's no legal framework for all this thing. You've just said yourself, what is happening? If this is not honored, if this is not implemented, what do you do? I mean, we don't need any document that is going to be signed in by anybody to show how we are going to increase shareable revenue from the current 15% to 35%, which in the opposition, when we were having our elections running, that's what we were saying. We said we need to increase the money to the county governments. We said we have to have good governance. We said we need to stop the corruption in the country. Chapter 6 needs to be ring-fenced and strengthened. Sammy, let me say this. For me, this agreement is good for PR. It makes Kenyans relax because the president and Raila have now become friends. You remember when the elections were taking place, what they were calling each other. You remember what has been going on for the last 3 years since the president won the elections, the issues which are outstanding. My honest feeling, this whole, and what the beauty of it, and I love it so much, is when the president was speaking in London at the Chatham House. You remember what he said? So it was so clear that the moment you begin to introduce this handshake thing, then you create this mongrel. The mongrel is very simple. The National Assembly, or let me say, call it Parliament, I mean, has already been swallowed.
It does not stop.
You see what I'm saying? So the oversight role we are supposed to be playing is inconsequential. Then you move to the next level. Look at what the Constitution describes what our responsibilities and what is our job actually. Go and see what the role of an MP is. Now, MPs, senators, governors have become tenderpreneurs. Now everybody is running around doing business in county government, national government. Right. That is what everybody is preoccupied with. And yet, issues like transfer of functions should be followed with the money, which you don't need an agreement with these two gentlemen to do that. You don't, I mean, what do you need an agreement to agree on, since you are not sharing that money individually? This is what is good for the republic. This is a waste of our time, money, resources, and anything else that this republic needs. The facts and the issues that are affecting our country are clearly known. We are an overtaxed country. We are overwhelmingly corrupt. We have dismembered all the institutions that are supposed to manage and control our behavior. We are now attacking the controller of budget and the Auditor General. We have allowed county governments to wantonly break the law. Some of the governors have done excellent work. Very few of them, majority of them are pilfering funds, misusing those funds, and deliberately, because the ESCC and DCI have been deconstructed and they have basically been made useless to follow up or even to create the element of deterrence. And we are busy talking about how these two gentlemen who are national leaders are walking around and moving around discussing how they want to fix the country. How do you fix the country when you are the very, very same ones creating the same mongrel? This mongrel they are creating is the same mongrel both of them are talking about. Raila has talked about it. President William Ruto has talked about it, that the reality we have in our country is very simple, Sam. We are refusing to govern ourselves within the law. We are refusing to be responsible, to respect our behavior. We are refusing to devolve functions which need to go to the county governments so that those functions can be followed by funds. I mean, every single event that is taking place in our country is basically just every single day. I keep seeing our country, how it's becoming a banana republic. That we now want to get rid of the Chief Justice and the judiciary. I mean, to me, what the President William Ruto is doing and what Prime Minister Raila is doing, as far as I'm concerned, that's a business. That's a business. Because even ODM as a party, when this decision was being made, I'm a senator. Nobody called me to ask me what my view was. And I brought in my vote from the Kisii people, Kisii County. All right? And the reality that I face, Honorable Sige, is very simple. Why do we find it so difficult, Sammy, to understand, for example, that our responsibility in Parliament, we have failed. We have completely failed.
But maybe, Senator, you'll be involved because there's
there's the political infrastructure that will be deployed. Maybe that's where you come in.
Which infrastructure?
I don't know.
I'm not interested.
He says part of you,
no.
Members of Parliament.
No, some of us are not interested. The Constitution is clear. If it's implemented, it will actually guide us what to give to the Kenyan public. We have deliberately been the people who are in that parliament and in the executive who are dismembering this katiba. We are the ones who, Sami, I mean, how many times do we refuse to deal with court orders? How many times have people been asked to produce kids who have been abducted? All right? And their rights are being violated. You don't need Prime Minister Raila and William Ruto to be friends for you not to abduct people. All right. How much debt have we incurred? We talked about the government came in and found the coffers were empty. Then we discovered, of course, the coffers were not empty. Then we realized our debt have shifted from where it was with Kibaki, which was 1.9 or 1.8 trillion. Now Uhuru hit it up to 7 trillion. And basically now we are realizing we have a debt of 13 trillion in a period of what, 3 years? Do you need Prime Minister Raila and William to shake hands for you to stop wanton destruction of our country, wanton borrowing, where the Auditor General has come up and said, listen, some of the money that these people are borrowing, I don't even know where the money is. I mean, you don't need a handshake for you to stop those things.
Okay, and part of the commitments here is to ensure that there's rule of law and constitutionalism. So
you are telling me that when we take Prime Minister and William shaking hands, we'll observe the law? On the opposite side. We've been with you in ODM, fighting for ODM things and defending ODM.
He's actually in Kanu.
He's in fact in something else I don't know. Let me explain to you. Fred, the Constitution allows me to associate and then link myself. That's it. I did not say I'm leaving ODM, neither did I say...
The same Constitution allows Raila.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. Allow me. Let me tell you this, my brother. This agreement has nothing to do with what Kenya wants to become.
What does Kenya want to become?
A democratic state that observes the rule of law, that protects human rights for everybody in the republic.
Does the document highlight that?
You have asked me a question. That is a document, it's not the Constitution. What I'm trying to bring you to, and you are educated. You see, sometimes I wonder what happens with political operators like you. I am not attacking Raila. I am not attacking Raila. I'm not attacking William. What I'm telling them...
You are playing politics, Senator.
No,
you are playing politics.
But what is my job? Is to
Your job is to play politics that to the benefit of the public.
Kenyans
what you are saying does not work. The reality is there are issues of concern, and they must be addressed,
Those
Senator.
Issues can be addressed by the Constitution being implemented.
And yourself sitting in the Senate.
You have voted every member.
Okay.
Look at the way people in ODM are behaving. How power is sweet. How, in fact, the control of budget is
I'm not even a member.
How, in fact, what are they talking about? They have now tested blood. And what we are saying is, we don't want any leader to test blood. The Constitution tells us what to do. We have refused to basically implement that Constitution, follow that Constitution, for us to begin having handshakes, which basically are about two individuals, yes, who are leaders who are highly respected. And yet the reality is very simple. We continue borrowing. We are overtaxing Kenyans. We have got cases where the judiciary is basically being dismissed as if they have no role to play in our republic. We don't have an IBC. I mean, Sam, this is what breaks my heart. You don't need Prime Minister Raila and William Ruto to sign an agreement for us to strengthen Chapter 6.
Who do you need?
What you need is for the country, the presidency, the members of parliament to follow the law. And right now, nobody follows the law. They only follow the law when it's convenient.
Okay. All right.